And spawning in the bottom hand corner of Fear and Faith, we have the blue Terran player. We have the blue Terran, the American Terran. It is Defiance. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Ukrainian Zerg player, the red Zerg, representing Hokago T-Team. It is MiniZergUA. Let's go. Let us go as we are getting into our fresh series, and if you're in the chat, it is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat with those predictions. As welcome to Fear and Faith. Fear and Faith is a 4-player spawn map. You can spawn in top right, top left, and bottom right as well. We do have vertical close spawns, so this will favor aggression. It does mean that you can be more assertive, more aggressive on Fear and Faith, and we'll see who's going to embrace that aggression. Now, when it comes to our players here, MiniZergUA, he's kind of like the Shameless of 2026, if that makes any sense, or maybe like the GG Machine of 2026. What I mean by that is that I would say that Shameless was kind of like the rising star of last year, where Shameless, he improved so much. In 2 years, Shameless, like 2024 and 2025, Shameless, he got to the point where he is threatening, you know, top Koreans. Like, he's taking maps, and every now and then he's taking series as well. Shameless, he's like the latest kind of like mid-tier player that's like breaking into the top scene, and it's been really cool to see that. MiniZergUA, he's now like the 2026 version of that, where he has been having a lot of growth over the past year. It's been like a year of growth for MiniZergUA, where he's just getting better and better results, where he's taking down some bigger names. When I say bigger names, I'm thinking of players like Jumi, thinking of players like Young Yakov, thinking of players like MinoVK, like some of these other more well-known players, Strange, Art. Like MiniZerg, he's threatening them now. Like, he's threatening them, and he's kind of like breaking into that scene. He's breaking into like the more like mid-tier pro scene, is what I should say. And again, it's been really cool to see his growth. Been really cool to see his growth in recent years, or this last year, basically. Still has a ways to go, but he has a lot of potential, and he is improving. He's still like below, you know, Young Yakov and GG Machine and Fiant. But like at this point, like he's becoming like comparable to Fiant, comparable to Mixu, who are these more like kind of established, well-known players like at that level of play. So that's been cool to see. MiniZerg has been improving. Meanwhile, Defiance, he's another like more amateur, like up-and-coming player. Defiance, he's still kind of like leveling up. You know, he's around Masters tier, so still has a ways to go. What I do appreciate about Defiance, though, is that he is very experimental with his builds. It's very, very experimental, and he, you know, sometimes he cooks. You know, he thinks outside the box, does something weird, crazy. It kind of works. I think the last time we saw Defiance, he was going like Mass Banshee. He was going like triple Star Pro production or something crazy like that, like a Mass Banshee variation of mech, but even more extreme. So we'll see if he goes into mech again. We'll see. But he can be creative. For now, though, Hatchcast pool, third base is on the way. MiniZerg is settling in. And we just see Defiance going for a straight-up 1-1-1. So delayed third TC, going for the faster starport. With this, we'll keep an eye on the Tech Lab to see if we do indeed open up Banshee. There it is, Tech Lab is on the way. As opposed to Baby Marine, who was skipping the Tech Lab entirely, here Defiance is embracing that Tech Lab and is opening up, most likely, Banshee. With this, we'll see if we commit into additional starports. I was alluding to Mass Banshee earlier, but last time we saw that from Defiance was like 4 months ago, so hard to say if he's still doing that. Hard to say. If I remember correctly, I think it was Mass Banshee against Protoss. I think. Again, it's been a couple of months, so my memory is a little bit hazy around Defiance's play. Oh. Oh, Jesus. As Defiance being a little bit cheeky with that Reaper, trying to escape, trying to pull away. The Hellions, they do come into support, and the Reaper survives. Nice moves here from Defiance. Does save the Reaper. Behind this, there's the add-on swap into Cloak Banshee. So Banshees are amassing. Hellions as well. Defiance are fighting for map control. Does 5 map control. Behind this, Tech Lab is on the way on the factory of all things. Hello. There's no second racks. Okay, there we go. So second racks is now on the way. So it looks like this might just be for an add-on swap. Defiance is not playing mech, and he's not going for a second starport. He's playing bio. Getting into bio play. The first Banshee has arrived. Our first Banshee. Likewise, we are still building up a production. Hellions, I will say, have not been very active, unfortunately. Like, they saved the first Reaver, which is really cool, but these Hellions, they typically need to be more active to deny some of this creep, and they're about to get surrounded. They gotta be careful. Nice movement. Does pull away, making use of the terrain. The Lings, they cannot quite engage. They're trying to, and they will. Yeah, at the end of the day, like, the Hellions, they're running out of map, they're running out of room. Means they come in from behind. And the Hellions, they should get surrounded. The Jukes, though. Defiance trading as best he can, and will actually come out on top. Yeah, 2 more volleys. Get up. Oh, never mind. Yeah, more Ling reinforcements on the way. The Hellions, they trade well for themselves. It is 4 Hellions for 33 Zerglings, so not a bad trade here for Defiance. But as I mentioned, what's important is that Defiance didn't really slow down much of the creep. Like, he wasn't being very active with the Hellions like he should be, and the creep is spreading very nicely. A lot of active tumors. A lot of active tumors, and this will very quickly start encroaching upon Defiance's bases. Meanwhile, the Banshees are moving in. They do catch 1 active tumor. Working through some of the creep. The spores are late, which means we could have gotten economic damage here. He's going for the queen instead. There we go. 1 queen goes down. But what about the drones? Now we move in. There we go. 1, 2 drones going to be going down. Only 2. It is damage, don't get me wrong. Catching some queens, getting 2 workers, denying some creep. But usually these Banshees would be in conjunction with Hellions, but the Hellions were already cleaned up. So now it's only Banshees doing damage. So only Banshees behind this. Do we have a 3rd CC? Oh. Yeah, no 3rd CC in sight. Defiance going for a 2-base all-in. Stim is so late, though. Yeah, Stim is so delayed. I noticed this earlier, which is why I was flirting with the idea of mech. But usually you go for the add-on swap and you go for the fast second racks onto the Tech Lab for faster stim. Here we had a very early, very committed tank production, which is abnormal. We already have 3, soon to be, what, 4 tanks. So very, very heavy tank count, late stim instead. It looks like a 2-base all-in that's going to be hitting with maybe 5 tanks. Like, it's going to be a lot of tanks, but there's no economy behind this. There's no follow-up. There's no plan for a longer game. Yeah, a bit of a supply block. Cooling down that supply. Hive is on the way. MiniZerg, meanwhile, 85 drones. Like a booming economy here for MiniZerg. 85 workers, map control, creep is spreading into the center of the map. I will say that MiniZerg is late to respread the creep here. He is late to respread creep, which is the most important area, by the way, pushing towards the bases of Defiance. And hey, these Banshees are denying more creep at least. They're still gaining some value. And I was expecting 5 tanks in total. So far we have 4. 4 tanks, and there is no 5th tank on the way. So it's going to be a 4-tank 2-base all-in. We got 4 tanks, we got 5 axes. 3rd CC is now being thrown down, but this is late. This is incredibly late against like a 5-basing Zerg. Sorry, 6-basing Zerg. That's a 6th hatchery on the way, pappy. So it's all or nothing for Defiance. He is all in. Oh, we coming from behind on the tank. Yeah, tank gets caught on siege, and we saw everything up. Again, it just hits too late. Every tank goes down, and MiniZergUA snowballs out of control. He crushes the main army, and there's nothing left. There's no army. There's no 3rd CC either. There's no economy. With that, MiniZerg is pushing in. He wants to knock down that front door. No banelings, so it's a little bit shaky here. Yeah, it's a little bit messy, but here comes the bust. Behind this, Ultra Caverns on the way as well. 2 upgrades. And again, the all-in was a little bit quirky, did hit a little bit too late, and I just didn't really have the setup for it. Again, MiniZerg, he was on 6 bases, 85 drones. He was left alone, he was left to his own devices. And MiniZerg doesn't have to break this position. If he wants to, he could just chill. He just chill, max out, Ultra Caverns on the way, get Ultra upgrades. But due to the bank that MiniZerg has, I would advise him to start trading. Just trade, rush in, and try to break the natural. I mean, there's no wrong answer. Like, there's no... True. Their base being taken. MiniZerg can attempt to deny it. So far, he's unaware that third is being taken, so some limited vision here from MiniZerg. Likewise, kindness plating is on the way. We're working on those ultra upgrades. 7th and 8th base now being taken for MiniZerg, taking half the map. Now he's moving in. Collapsing in the army. And there's no escaping this. No escaping. Oh, a nice lift. Nice lift. Saves all the Marines, but I can't say the same about the tank. I can't say the same about the SCVs. And this time, Banelings, they knock down that front door. They bust down the wall. They flood into the bases. The Marines, they drop to their deaths. Oh, we can keep going, Pappy. We don't have to back off. Keep going. And MiniZerg backs off and instead replacing this with Ultras. Ultras are on the way. The one thing that he's missing as well is a Spire. Double checking here, yeah, there's no Spire. No Spire yet. So these Banshees are just getting free damage on the army. Medevacs are uncontested. This would typically be the stage of the game where we can start to invest into a Spire and into +1 fire attack and Corruptor production. The alternative way to do this is instead of going Spire, you can go Viper. Because you don't need any tech, you already have the Hive, so you can just make like 2-3 Vipers and have parasitic bombs and use that for anti-air. Just have your power bombs. As going the Viper route will allow you to have a higher Ultra count because it's less supply, right? Less supply in Vipers compared to Corruptor. So you can go like a handful of Vipers and then just go like max Ultra. Otherwise, again, there's nothing that can kill this medevac. There's it just be chilling. Five tanks in a dream versus 6 space Zerg is diabolical. It is. No. Look, I appreciate the unique builds from Defiance trying to go for the 2 base all in. It did fall on its face, but I appreciate it nonetheless. So we've reached 110 drones. Crazy. 3-3s on the way. MiniZerg about to come in for the full surround, collapsing in the army. Once again, there's no anti-air, so Defiance can lift. Oh no! With the Banelings! Oh my god. Yeah, Banelings, they smash in. There's no lift on the Marines. You have a second bio army, but once again, the Banelings, oh my god, they smash into the tank. So a little bit messy here from MiniZerg with the Ultras. They still trade well at the same time. 15 SCV kills. Every worker falls here at the 3rd. Now we're just going to back up and run it back. And hey, this time we have some Vipers. Vipers are coming, so we have some anti-air. And the Spire is also on the way. So MiniZerg now he's like, you know what? It'd be nice if I had some anti-air. True. It would be nice. Now thinking about it, it'll still take some time to make the Spire. It's still a ways away. Vipers are about to spawn though, and we can gather energy for those parasitic bombs. I missed this in the chat. Mágico, suelta tu gata. Sí, papi, sí. Ay. Mágico. As now Defiance does drop in, picks up, pulls away. Liberators are amassing as well, probably identifying, hey, if you have no anti-air, you know, Liberators are the way to go. The freedom is coming. We're building up that freedom, setting up the siege line as well. Fully falling off. Ah, no. But here come those Vipers. We can abduct, power bomb, we can blinding cloud as well. It would be the cleanest trade, but MiniZerg does not have to be clean. Does not have to be clean. Here it comes. There's blinding cloud. Does abduct one of the Liberators, moving further in, covering out 5 tanks, 6 tanks even, and breaks the base. Yeah, breaks the expansion. Oh my god. Ultras, they bust into the mineral line, catching out 24 SCVs. Once again, Defiance, he's holding onto the ramp, Pappy. He's holding. Oh, the liberation. Kills every single Ultra. As the freedom pops up, cleans up all the Ultralisks. And now we're getting Corruptors. Corruptors are on the way. MiniZerg, we'll see if he takes every base on the map. He's getting there. He's currently on 8 bases. Sorry, he's currently on 6. No, 8. Yeah, what am I getting? So on 8 expansions. Can we get 12? Can we get 13? No. So here we go. We have our Corruptors, 11 Corruptors. We have anti-air. +1 air attack is done. Flyer attack even. And this should now kill. Now that there's a way to clean up the air army, this should be it. I would assume. I mean, I say that, like, the high drone count is actually hurting MiniZerg a little bit. Like, his army is actually smaller than what it should be because there are so many drones, and there's no need for this. Like, there's no, like, this is unnecessary. Having this many work. I mean, there's a lot of this game that's unnecessary, but here we go. Does abduct, does break through, cleans up with Liberators, and GG gets called. MiniZergUA will take game number 1. GG. Whew, GG, well played with that MiniZergUA. He will claim a lead in the series. Again, running it back, Defiance went for a big 2-base all-in. It was a really interesting all-in where he did prioritize the tech lab on the factory and went for really early tank production into like one big, like, what was it, 5-tank 2-base all-in. The downside is that he had to wait for stim, so stim was delayed, and marine production was also much lower as well. And due to the lack of like heli and banshee harass early on, like, it still led into a really rough kind of game state. By the time the 2-base all-in was moving out, MiniZerg was on 6 bases. He was on 85 drones. He already reached peak economy. Like, he was already there. So yeah, it did feel like maybe a bit of an undercooked build there from Defiance, but GG. GG, well played. With that, we're getting to game number 2. Going to be loading into Rainfall, this time a much smaller map. Smaller map of the map pool, shorter rush distance by ground, aggression is favored, and show us what kind of aggression we get into. Let's go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Rainfall, we have the American Terran player. We have the blue Terran down in the series. Can he bounce back? What do you have for us? It is Defiance. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player. The red Zerg player representing Hokago T-Team, leading the series 1-0 from Ukraine. It is MiniZergUA. Let's go. Let us go as we're getting into game number 2. Coming into this, we'll see how Defiance will adjust. I will say that 2-base all-ins should be stronger on Rainfall, so I like the idea of maybe something more aggressive here. But I'm hoping that we see a different variation. In general, I'm not really too fond of seeing the same kind of build 2 games in a row. I'm also not fond of seeing 2-base all-ins 2 games in a row either, unfortunately. Like, I would like to see it here on Rainfall, but at the same time, MiniZerg is now on notice, right? MiniZerg, if he's unfamiliar with Defiance, and they're in different regions, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's unfamiliar, MiniZergUA at this point is going to be playing very safe. He's going to be fixating on scouting, on making sure that he's aware of what Defiance is up to make sure that he's ready to react and respond to any kind of shenanigans. So here we go. Here we go. Rax is back at home. No proxy. No proxy. Nothing crazy early on. Over here we're just opening up and we're looking to expand. How was Zerg possibly rebuild with only 15k in the bank? True, true. He can only remax like 5 more times. It's crazy. Ah, no. So again, we can calm down after some intensity in that first game. From here, welcome to Rainfall. Again, Rainfall has a short rush distance by ground, does have a very open third, has a very open fourth base. You can see here that both locations are on the low ground and have very open entrances, so there's no like point of elevation where you can engage. There's no choke point either. So because of this, typically it is very rare to see longer games on this map because the third and fourth are so open and so exposed. They're typically quite vulnerable to aggression. On top of that, you also have the high ground area in between the bases. Because of this, say for example a 2-base all-in, a tank heavy 2-base all-in, if we can siege up like 3, 4, 5 tanks here on the high ground, you can just cut off your opponents from their own respective bases and just force your way into the natural. It can be devastating if a player can set up here, whether it's tank based, whether it's Colossus based, or just whatever army it happens to be. But if you can take over the high ground, you can take over the game. You can take over the game. Just because then as a defending player you're stuck pushing up a ramp into the army, or you just cut off from your own bases. Just cut off. For now we do have our standard opener at MiniZergUA going for his own hatch gas pool into his own third. So third base is being taken. Likewise, Defiance back at home is going for his own 1-1-1. Very similar to last game. If you remember, last game we saw an incredibly late third base from Defiance. It was basically, again, a 2-base all-in. Here we're going to be opening up Reactor Hellion. We're expecting a Tech Lab into Add-on Swap into Banshee play. But from here, I mean, this is a relatively standard opener. There's a lot of different permutations that you can go into. You can do something crazy and go into like Viking, into like Fusion Core, into BC. We can go into a second factory, into Mech. You can go into, of course, a third TC into an economic game, or even extra Axes into a 3-1-1. We'll see. Keep an eye on our Terran players as the add-on swap. Opening Banshee. This is where he goes like Raven into Armory into like a Hellbat Raven push or something. It's like ah no. There we go. Cloak is on the way. Calming down. When it comes to MiniZerg, he only has the one Overlord across the map. There's no second Overlord outside of the main base, so limited vision here from our Zerg player. Does at least see all the Hellions, so is aware of the 1-1. MiniZerg, he's not aware of the timing of the third base, so when it comes to how economic Defiance is being, MiniZerg is still in the dark. MiniZerg going to be opening up Lair first. So Lair first is playing safe, allows for earlier Overseer, earlier detection, earlier bailing speed as well. A real safe play. Hellions, they fail to delay the expand. Here we're pulling back. Overlord is killed. Gas is being taken. And we are building up into a second Banshee. And we joked about Raven Hellbat earlier. There it is. The armory is on the way. Not Raven Hellbat, but Hellbat Banshee. I did notice, of course, that there's still no third TC here from Defiance, so we're going to double down and go for Hellbats. Let's go. Going for the Hellbat push. How many Hellions do we have? 9. Soon to be 10 Hellions. Jesus. It's a lot of Hellions. Hellions are spotted, and MiniZerg is going for a safety Baneling Nest. Yeah, Baneling Nest is on the way, so with defensive Banelings, MiniZerg is going to be fine. Meanwhile, it's going to be Mech. Second factory, third factory is on the way, going for a Battle Mech follow-up. Defiance is coming, and defensive Banelings are morphing in. Again, MiniZerg, he sees how many Hellions there are. That's very abnormal. Sees all the Hellions, morphing in Banelings, getting his queens ready, and going for a link counterattack. Thankfully, there is a full wall. There is that full wall. And this is taking too long. It's just too late. It's just taking so long to get going. Now the army's activated. Lings, they try to counterattack. Oof. Link main is spotted. Doesn't morph. Okay, does not morph. All these Lings should get roasted. Where's the repair? Oh my god, no, not in time, not in time. Yeah, fails to cool down the supply. Lings, they bust in. Hellions gets surrounded. This is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. Defiance is racing back home to defend. Ay, ay, ay. Again, that was just 1 second too late with that cooldown supply. For those that don't quite recall, a cooling down supply, when it finishes, will full heal a depot. It does fully heal. And you saw him cool it down, but just again, like 1 or 2 seconds too late. Oh no, the door's open. The wall's open. Yeah, Lings, they flood in. Defiance out of position. He's racing back home, and so many SCVs going to be going down as Lings, they bust into the main. Yeah, they bust into the main expansion. Lings are buying time. 18, 19 SCV kills, getting up to 20. And 20 workers falling. And we're still flooding. Oh no, we're catching transferring workers. Oof, this is just getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. Banelings are rolling in as well. What do we go for? The SCVs. We go for the SCVs. Catching out 30 workers. A couple of Hellions as well. And Defiance is all in. Defiance is all in. There's no Thor? Wait, what? Let's go. The random I mean, hey, we can plug up the wall now. True, true. Just sit the Thor down. He's there to plug it up. Hellbat say morph in. Defiance is pushing. Now the Thor is coming. Let's go. Can he get to the fight in time? Can he get there? As Hellbat say do zone away the queens, we have a massive wave of banelings on the way. Hellbats are getting to the mineral line though. They're getting in. Yeah, the Hellbats are getting in. Drone's gonna get roasted. This is getting damaged, by the way. It's getting damage done. The Thor is here. The Thor arrived. We're diving on the queens. A lot of queens are going down. Yeah, losing 4 or 5 queens. Banelings are now waddling in. Ooh, they connect. Yeah, Banelings do connect. We're getting messy. As that is 11 drone kills. Yeah, 11 drones going down. Oof. Lings that will clean up. And this is some okay economic damage. Oh my god. We do rest up a couple of extra workers towards the end. But unfortunately, there's only 25 SCVs. There's 25 workers back at home. There's barely an economy here. And MiniZerg, he is on 5 bases. So, did lose a lot of workers, but in the grand context of the game itself, like MiniZerg, he's on 69 drones. Nice. On 69 workers. He can rebuild, he can remax, and this time he's remaxing on Roach Ravager. We have Roaches amassing Ravagers, 1-1 upgrades on the way as well. Yo, we got +2 vehicle weapons on the way, but no, the wall is still open. The wall's still open. They come in for the surround, they catch out the Hellions, the tanks as well. Heavy losses here for Defiance. Ay, ay, ay. As he wants more tanks. He wants the tanks. Hero! The hero wall, baby, as it just stays open. Stays open. So Defiance trying to hang in there, trying to build up whatever he can, but again, he just lost 4 tanks. And back at home, we have that Roach Ravager amassing a much more efficient army against a mech force. I will say that just like last game, there's limited anti-air here for MiniZerg, so the Banshees, they're going to be able to gain a lot of value. They already have. You can see 16 kills on one Banshee, 11 kills on the other. These 2 Banshees, they've been putting in some work, and still nothing shoots up, so they will still just chip away at the army, but they won't stop MiniZerg from killing bases, is the issue here. They're just not enough Banshees. Not enough. There's only so much the 2 Banshees can do, papi. Only so much. Behind this, we have our pits on the way. We do have Bower, Tunneling Claws, committing, doubling down on Master Roach Ravager. I'm hoping that this time we do get an earlier Spire. Hoping for an earlier Spire or earlier Viper production to help deal with what's going to be in the sky. But we'll see. As MiniZerg, he does waddle in. There we go. GG gets called, and MiniZerg, he will claim the series 2-0, advancing on into the next round. GG. GG. GG well played. MiniZergUA will claim the series. Shout out to Defiance for having some, again, unique builds in Game 1 and Game 2. Game 1 went for a big 2-base all-in with 5 tanks. Game 2, we did see a big commitment into 10 Hellbats. Remember, it was 10 Hellions, 10 Hellbats, and 2 Banshees. I will say, though, that it took a long time to get going. You saw that, I want to say that the Hellions were parked outside of the third base for like 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds, like at least 20 or 30 seconds. They were parked there under the Overlord, so that gave MiniZerg a lot of time to make Banelings, right? He had so much time to morph in Banelings and to set up the Ling counterattack as well. And in the end, the Hellbats couldn't even push in because of that Ling run-by. That Ling run-by broke through. If you remember, I'm still thinking about that cooldown supply depot, where he called down the supply, and it was like 1 or 2 seconds too late. The depot was still killed, and then Lings, they flooded in, and that was game then and there, right? That was game then and there. When the wall was broken, Lings, they busted into the mineral lines and they killed all the SCVs. They crippled the economy, and Defiance could never quite recover from those economic losses. GG. GG well played. Regardless, congratulations to MiniZergUA, and Defiance will have another chance in the lower brackets. Let's catch up. Let's catch up with the bracket itself. Un momento. Okay, so the bracket has not been updated yet. I believe it's going to be updated a little bit later on, just as a heads up. Okay, so the bracket has not been updated yet. I believe it's going to... Oh, hold on. Calm down. But regardless, exclamation mark be in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. One moment. We'll see if we can work through this. Okay. Heading on over here, we do have... Sure. Bam. There we go. Okay, so we have our brackets. So exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look yourselves. When it comes to the bracket itself, this was MinoVK versus Moja. If you remember, Moja did take down MinoVK in that first series of the broadcast. So Moja took down Mindle. Then we have Moja. He went up against Shameless. Shameless did win that series. Sorry, Moja did actually knock Shameless down. That was the first big upset of the night. Shameless, he's been knocked down to the lower bracket, and Moja, he's going to be facing off against Sebestus. So, as you can see here, you can see my mouse. So Moja, you can see here, MinoVK versus Moja. Moja advanced on. Moja took down Mindle. He took down Shameless. And we have Moja up here versus Sebestus. That's going to be the next series here in the upper portion of the bracket, as Sebestus did take down Arrow Fire. Scrolling down a little bit further here, Shino versus Hydra. That is still yet to be played. That'll be next week. Shino versus Hydra, or sorry, that's Shino versus Vaeda. Winner goes up against Art in that next round. Scrolling down, we have Honmono. If you recall, Fiant took down Baby Marine, and Fiant took down Honmono. Fiant is up here now, waiting for the winner of Art, of Vaeda, and Shino. Scrolling down a little bit further, GG Machine, he just took down Hatsu 2-0, so it's going to be GG Machine up against MiniZergUA. We just casted this series. MiniZerg takes down Defiance. And we have GG Machine versus MiniZerg in that next round. It's going to be another ZvZ. That'll be next week. Scrolling down a little bit further, we have Ledlix. Ledlix is waiting for the winner of Inexorable and UED Soldier, waiting for that TVP. And then we have Jumi versus Milky Cow. That's a crazy first round match. I would argue that out of all these players, obviously Shameless is the favorite. GG Machine, he's the favorite Zerg player. I'll say that Jumi and Milky Cow, they are some of the two players that can threaten Shameless and GG Machine and some of these other big names. To see them play in the first round is brutal seeding. That is brutal. That's gonna be a spicy one, by the way. Jumi versus Milky Cow, they're both animals. They're both animals. I mean, Milky Cow is a cow, and Jumi is a Jumi. They're both animals in their own right, and both hyper aggressive in their own way as well. And that's gonna be a spicy series. I look forward to it. Now, also a reminder for the players that did get knocked down, like Shameless, for example, lower bracket. There is that lower bracket down here, so there's plenty, as you can see, there's plenty of matches still yet to come. This is a like multi-month long tournament. Typically, this month takes anywhere between like 3 and 4 months. This tournament takes between 3 and 4 months to conclude because there are so many games. Because every game gets casted and it's double elimination. So there's just so many matches to go through, so many matches to unfold. This was merely only day 1/week 1 of the event. There's still many more matches to come, many more to go. Coming into this tournament, Shameless, he's the reigning champion, but for Shameless to have gone down to Moja earlier, that shakes up the hierarchy for this tournament. Suddenly, I'm looking at GG Machine, I'm looking at Jimmy Milky Cow, right? I'm looking at some of these other names to maybe have a deeper run and a stronger performance. Art, true. If you remember, Art, he was the runner-up. So Seamus, who was the reigning champion, Art, he was the runner-up of the last season as well. So he's also very much so in form nowadays and is looking very, very good. So we'll see. We'll see how they all compare. We'll see who comes out on top. We shall see. Otherwise, we're going to be wrapping up here for the morning. I say the morning because, as you can see, we have plenty more StarCraft throughout the week. You can see that we are currently Monday morning with OSC, and later on tonight, we're going to be live with day 2 of GSL CK5. GSL CK is, we are the official English casters for that event, of course. Is an event that does take place over on Soup, the Korean platform, and GSL CK number 1 was day 1 was a fun, like, King of the Hill, like free-for-all kind of team league event. It was basically Korean Zergs against Korean Terran and Protoss, and Rogue, he all killed the Korean scene. If you missed it, I recommend the VOD. Rogue, he went 13-0. He 2-0'd Maru, he 2-0'd Hero, he 2-0'd Classic. Rogue, on the new patch, it's been pretty insane, and Rogue, he straight up all killed the Korean scene. And because he was the first player for Team Zerg, Shin and Solar didn't even get to play. Shin and Solar, they were laughing the entire time. They're like, "Mate, this is broken. This is busted." And Shin had a winner's interview afterwards. And Shin, he revealed that Rogue had 0 practice on the new patch. He was like, Rogue, he had no practice. He only watched my YouTube videos. And the reason why they fielded Rogue first was so he could get some experience, because he had no practice on the patch. And Rogue, with just his fundamentals, with just his basics, he 13-0'd the scene, which is crazy. So yeah, it was quite an event. It was quite an event. Tonight is going to be day 2. Tonight is going to be day 2 of that tournament. It's going to be Team Protoss versus Team Terran in the semis, and then the winner goes up against Team Zerg. Again, it's going to be again like a team format where Team Terran is Cure, Byun, and Maru with Innovation. Team Protoss is Classic, Hero, and Zaun with Trap, and Team Zerg is Rogue, Shin, Solar with Armani. So look forward to that. It's going to be later on tonight. Fine's living up to his name. True. But that'll be later on tonight, of course, with some GSL CK action. The reason why you see GSL CK twice on the calendar, on the schedule, is because tonight, in around 7 hours, time, we're going to be live on Soup, and then we're going to rebroadcast that Soup VOD on Twitch and YouTube, and that'll be on Tuesday morning, which will be at this time slot, actually. This time slot will be the rebroadcaster. And again, in 24 hours time, or I guess 20 hours time, we're going to be live with the rebroadcast of GSL here on the channel. Otherwise, if you want to watch it live, it'll be in around 8 hours over on Soup. Otherwise, throughout the course of the week, we have Crank Gathers, we have Pegasus Cup, we have the Podcast, Wardy TV Mondays, MSO, STC, plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft. If you want to follow us, you can do so via the socials, !socials in the chat, to follow us on like Twitter, on Discord, check out our YouTube channel. We do upload it on YouTube on a daily basis, so plenty of content over on YouTube. Otherwise, Patreon is the place to be to support our events. We do run tournaments on a weekly basis. Last night we were live with Tuna Cup, and I do highly recommend it. We had a fire semis and finals with Hero, with Percival, with Byun, with Shin. It was a lot of fun, and we actually like peaked at like 500 viewers last night. It was crazy. So that was our weekly Open Cup, and we'll have our next Tuna Cup this Sunday as well. So I do recommend it. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, ciao, bye, ciao. See you tonight or tomorrow for GSL CK. See you then.